Ladies and gentlemen, making their way to the microphones, it's Kenny. It's Jack. It's the Rock and Roll Up Podcast. Hello, mate.
Hello.
Back so soon.
So soon.
Unprecedented.
Indeed.
Too much content. Too much talking.
Too much. My throat's going already.
Too much love will kill you.
That's also that.
Yeah.
We're very much in love.
We are, not only with each other, but with NXT Takeover New York.
Oh, my lordy lord.
Well, what to say, really?
Well,
took me breath away.
I think we will have to think of things to say, because that's sort of the concept of a podcast. But yeah, in all seriousness, we're up, we're refreshed.
Well,
sort of.
I've got a wet foot. I've trodden a rather large puddle in your kitchen.
Oh no!
And I'm all wet through.
Oh well.
Yeah,
I apologise.
Yeah, I'm going to get trench foot.
How about this? How about you get your own place? We'll go to yours next time. Hey. So NXT.
Good show.
Good show.
Great show.
Yeah.
Big Show, he wasn't there.
No.
But Kushida was.
Yeah, let's mention
Quick
that first.
thoughts on the NXT signing of the hottest free agent in sports entertainment.
Oh, yeah, that's become
Kushida.
That's a joke now, isn't it? Jesus, just let that lie.
Junior heavyweight legend. That wasn't mentioned.
No.
That wasn't mentioned. Just all-round good guy, Kushida.
Yeah, amazing wrestler. Can't wait for him to spend a year or so ripping up NXT and then to be on 205 Live shortly afterwards.
You pessimistic smark. How dare you make informed opinions with literal track records of Japanese stars being buried. Yes. How dare you say that?
I'm very sorry. Shall we get to... we're going to do a little deep dive. Maybe a medium dive.
I think medium. I don't really like going in the deep end. I'm not really a big fan of swimming.
Not a great swimmer, are you?
No, I used to be very good. See, I am actually a good swimmer, but I've got a bit of a fear of being underwater, so maybe... Tell you what, I don't mind going deep, but I'll wear a rubber ring.
Who hurt you? Who hurt you? You poor...
Waterboy, that movie.
Yeah.
That really was what stopped me from...
That hurt everyone.
Going in water.
We're going to do a little breakdown of the matches, a couple of thoughts, and
where should we start?
Let's jump straight in.
Makes sense to start at the start of the pay-per-view.
Who knew? Where
War Raiders come in, starting the pay-per-view again with some kind of Viking ceremony.
That was cool, wasn't it?
It was cool. I'm going to be honest, I was slightly disappointed that it was just sort of them coming in, doing what they did last time a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is silly, because I love the spectacle of it, but... You know, people had some shields. I mean, that was different, I guess.
The LED fire was very cool.
The LED fire was good.
Yeah, I was like, are there torches of fire? No.
Nah, don't be silly.
No.
But they come down, followed by the best tag team ever, Ricochet and Aleister Black.
The
established tag team.
Yeah, don't bother coming in together.
No, don't bother coming in together.
Yeah. We went into this a little bit upset that they were on the card, not because we don't love them, because of course we do.
Of course we do.
But it was a spot taken away from a younger team. But let's just say this: it was ruddy good.
Take that back.
Yeah,
fantastic.
Of course. Amazing match. Let's pull up a couple of the spots.
Yeah, we made some notes, didn't we? So initially there was the kind of the double sit down from old the Raiders, didn't they? They copied Ricochet and Aleister Black.
Yeah, that's a great spot. Ricochet, when Ricochet sits down next to Black, he looks so happy.
Yeah, he does, doesn't he? There's something about them that they're proud of each other.
Yeah, he sort of
very
sits
much
down.
like us.
He sort of sits down, just gives him a little tap on the arm, and goes, "Look what we're doing again."
We're superheroes.
That was great.
So always the double sit down never gets old.
There was the we were confused by the cheering halfway through the match. Turns out,
that confused us.
Just a very bright light in front of everyone's eyes.
Yeah, everyone was rather annoyed by that until I think that they apparently they turned it off, or at least they reduced the brightness, which got a "you deserve it" chant.
Yeah, right.
It is a little annoying when fans kind of make it about themselves, and like the match was going really well, and suddenly they were looking at the light. Like, I get it, it's distracting, but there was a good sort of 2-3 minutes there where the focus was completely pulled from the match.
Yeah, well, I wondered if it was Enzo.
We thought someone in the crowd, didn't we?
Thought Enzo had come up and then had been taken out. Maybe people were shouting, "You deserve it."
Yeah.
Thankfully not, although it would have been funny. But just poor planning, really, to have a huge light in front of everyone's eyes.
Seeing the pictures of it, I know Brian Alvarez was talking about it and stuff. No idea what
Very much
purpose that served.
Our contemporary Brian Alvarez.
Yeah, well, it's kind of us then Alvarez,
Yeah, of course.
But it was some kind of sun that was above the ring. Really weird.
Couple of crazy spots.
Ricochet being a strong boy, big strong boy.
He's a big
slamming
strong boy.
Hansen around. That was impressive. Hansen, I think Hansen looked really good in this match because he was cartwheeling about the place. Handspring back elbow was phenomenal.
Yeah,
he did a swanton to the outside.
He did. Yeah,
he's a big boy,
and he's
crazy. Flying about like a like a kestrel.
Yeah, the two best high flyers in this match were very much Hansen and Ricochet.
Yeah, fantastic match for him.
Some great pin breakups, like a sort of rugby tackle pin breakup. That was
brilliant. I like that. I like a scrambly kind of pin breakup. I think it's really real,
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Sort of desperation and just shoving someone or yourself onto the back of someone else.
Yeah, it was just a great match. One thing also that I noticed was Aleister Black was in phenomenal shape.
He was looking good, wasn't he? Yeah,
he looks like he's trimmed down. Not that he needed to, but he's trimmed down a little bit. He's looking.
He was always a strange shape because he's sort of he's a long boy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
but he's all sort of limbs.
But
he looked great, man. He looked really intimidating.
In the best shape I've ever seen him. He looks phenomenal.
Yeah,
just the coolest looking wrestler ever, really.
Yeah, well, we were tweeting about that. He does look pretty cool.
Yeah, he does.
But not when he missed a moonsault outside.
He did,
leading to the inevitable War Raiders retention.
Yes, it was the right decision, I think, for War Raiders to win.
I think so.
Pin Ricochet, do the double pin.
Yeah, very decisive.
Always very cool.
And waving goodbye, bowing. Show of respect as Ricochet and Aleister Black is all but confirmed. I would say now
they're not coming back.
They ain't coming back.
No,
they're off to the main roster to hopefully win some singles titles.
Well, I wouldn't even be against them winning tag titles.
No, I wouldn't.
If they were booked correctly.
If they're on the card and they get some gold around them, because they're two of the best in the company.
They're two of the best in the world, really.
In the world, let's face it.
Phenomenal.
So this was a great match. Exhibition match. You could argue there wasn't loads of psychology or loads of storytelling as much as there was big spot. But you know what? To start a show like that, get the crowd hot, and this crowd were mental hot.
Crikey.
I've never heard a crowd like this from the off.
From instant heat.
And
white hot.
Yeah, and this kind of match just really kind of fuels that fire. And some people were saying it's one of the best tag matches they've ever seen in NXT.
Yeah, it was quite
Who's
something.
to say? But it was fantastic. So
next up,
what we're talking now?
North American Championship.
Yeah,
Velveteen Dream versus Matt Riddle.
Dreamy Dream. Remember those Cadbury's Dream bars? Do you remember them? They were white, weren't they?
They were white.
They got rid of them, didn't they?
Yeah, they
did.
Why
did they do that?
What happened to those?
I don't know.
Answers on a postcard.
Yeah.
Talking of a dream match.
Oh,
good lord, this was. I was excited for this going in, and rightfully so.
Yeah, sort of two people who are very different in their approaches to wrestling and their gimmicks, so to speak, and in their promos in every way. But both, we're big fans of both. Velveteen comes in like some kind of god, he came in like the Statue of Liberty.
That entrance was
being carried on a throne.
Fantastic. At the beginning, I was like, "Oh, he's a silhouette of the Statue of Liberty. That's great."
Yeah.
But then suddenly you realise, oh, he's being held aloft.
Yeah, couldn't tell. Great camera work
on
like a
like a sort of Greek god.
I mean, the guy is a god. He's carved from sort of marble.
Yeah, indeed.
And just so over that guy. So
amazing. So we get onto the match.
He's mocking kind of Riddle's UFC MMA stuff initially, isn't he?
Yeah.
Doing some cheeky poses.
Yeah.
But then Riddle just legit sort of beats him up for most of the match.
Yeah,
There's some fantastic Riddle. I think this match just so cemented Riddle as a top player in NXT.
I think I really do.
Almost existed this match to put over how good Riddle is.
Yeah,
so slick.
Riddle was absolutely fantastic.
Just going through some of the stuff he did here is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
List some things off that Riddle's done. Come on.
Well, he did sort of a lot of transitions,
He's rolling through
to pump handles and foot stomps. There was a German on the outside, which was brutal. One of this match was, for anyone who watches strong style wrestling from anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
We particularly watch a lot of NJPW.
Of course.
It was a similar feel to a Japanese match.
It actually was, wasn't it?
Really stiff kicks,
so
forearms,
stiff.
no selling.
No selling.
It was brutal, and I would say we'll get onto later, possibly not even the most brutal match on the card.
No, I know. I mean, just things like, again, very Japanese inspired, kind of holding on to the wrist lock and holding on to the arm.
It was great.
Doing multiple moves off that, and the Ibushi rope kind of German suplex.
Yeah.
Very Japanese inspired. A lot of Riddle's
it was.
spots in this match. I think he wouldn't mind us saying that.
Yeah, I think it was
some quite clear cut and paste Zack Sabre Jr. stuff.
There was.
Obviously, you can't copyright moves necessarily, and that's fine. But it definitely added to that kind of strong style feel. But Dream got some stuff in there as well.
He did.
He looked good.
One particular moment which blew up a little bit. We were live tweeting the event.
Yeah.
The hulking up.
He's got that over. What is this thing
Lord.
with him and Hogan? Because he sort of came in looking like Hogan once.
Yeah, the NWA. He did yellow and
strange.
red. I think it's great. It's a great answer to everything that has been going on with Hogan over the last few years.
Well, isn't it interesting? It's sort of black ownership of a very difficult kind of situation.
He's kind of reclaimed it for himself.
Yeah, really interesting and not to be scoffed at. It's funny and it's cool, but I think there is a slightly deeper meaning to it, perhaps, and that shouldn't be put to the side.
Yeah, and he did it so well.
And he gets it over, man.
And it was
the whole power when he did the point and the U. We did it. Everyone did it, and I love that. That no matter what happens with Hogan and whatever, we can all have our thoughts about it.
Yeah,
iconic, and that particular thing is iconic, and people want to do it. And for Dream to have got that over,
it's
in
great
the way
to
that
be
he
able
has.
to.
It's carrying on the legacy, but at the same time, making it contemporary.
Yeah, it was brilliant.
Really good work from Dream, but he didn't get that much in, and until the end, where he did a little cheeky roll through, and got the roll up on Riddle.
Yeah,
that was that 1, 2, 3.
Kept Riddle looking strong.
It did, yeah. Riddle looked great, man, and he was in the ring for a long time once Velveteen was celebrating.
There was something of maybe a mid-match heel turn from Riddle.
He's very intense.
A feeling of that.
He could go at any time.
He was picking up some boos, especially with the stiff sort of stomps and it was all very brutal, and I think it was not the regular even NXT sort of match.
I've never seen a match like this in NXT.
No,
where it
was kind of Shinsuke
hard hitting,
Sami Zayn dialed up.
Yeah. Exactly.
On Shinsuke's first match.
But of course, Riddle did go for the fist bump at the beginning, and Dream didn't give it. So
it was and then at the end, giving it was a really nice mirror to the Aleister Black Velveteen Dream.
Yeah, say my name, and Velveteen always he does those kind of things where it's you have to win my respect, and you don't deserve my respect, but in the end they gave each other a bit of respect. But I can't help but feel this is going to continue.
Yeah, he's very much, I would say, one of the best characters in all of WWE.
Oh yeah, I'm so glad they haven't got the belt off him and they're going to just chuck him up to main roster and get wasted. You know what I mean? He's a real star.
He can just tell a story.
Yeah,
so well.
And he's so young.
Let's move on.
Yeah, the UK Championship.
Dunne and Walter,
which they didn't say. They said Walter. Yeah, much better.
Yeah. Yeah, big time.
Pete Dunne held the belt for mental amount of days. What were they saying?
Well,
700 something.
Yeah, 2 years.
Legendary in the. He'll go down in history as one of the longest reigning champions.
And good for him.
Deservedly,
Dunne
fantastic wrestler.
Unreal.
Obviously, very proud of him being from the Ukes, being from the UK.
Yeah, he's one of our boys.
Great technical wrestler, great strong style wrestler in his own right.
From Birmingham.
Yeah, from up north.
We are. Well, you say up north.
Not really north.
You live down south.
Yeah.
But we actually are in the north now, what we describe as the north.
Yeah, really the Midlands.
Yeah, really it's the Midlands.
Yeah.
But we're about an hour and a bit from Birmingham itself anyway.
So in that way, we're brothers, really.
In that way, he's one of us.
Yeah, so really good to see him come in as the champ.
Yeah.
Nice to see this quite relatively high up on the cards as well. Does some good for the UK scene.
Walter is... before Kushida, the hottest free agent.
Well, I know. I mean, I never would have expected to have seen Walter on an NXT Takeover card. Sort of UK card, sure.
Yeah.
But this is... Wow, what a way to come in to an American audience as well, of which, the fans that know wrestling will know who he is, but the mainstream people, I wouldn't have thought know too much about him. So what a way to welcome him in.
Anyone who doesn't know much about Walter, you know a lot now.
Yeah. Get Googling some of his other matches in various promotions, because he's a beast. Slow start to this match though.
The
crowd weren't actually sure. I thought they were a bit cool after the first two, which were mental matches.
Yeah, I think we were tired. They were tired.
Yeah. You were very tired. You had to get some food.
I had to.
Your eyes were going.
Yeah, I'm going to fall asleep. Yeah.
So slow start, bit of limb work, manipulation, joint manipulation. Obviously, Dunne's good at that. But Walter, in his own right, very good technical wrestler.
Yeah.
Just a big boy, big old chops coming in from the outset.
Then, it's all of a sudden
he teased it, but not for that long.
Yeah, it was a few. It was probably 4 minutes or so, 5 minutes before the first chop, I think.
And once they started,
and then once they,
they did not stop. I mean, the man has got chops over like nobody's business. Everybody does chops. Nobody does a chop like Walter. It's just a fact.
No,
the man caves your chest in.
Yeah,
to the point of it being dangerous.
There were crazy amounts of chops, but there was lots of slick wrestling.
Yeah, some great chain wrestling and transitions again, really good. Until what I liked was kind of the slick chain wrestling, and then Walter will just boot his way out of it, or he'll chop his way out of it.
Yeah.
And that is a real brutish, giant kind of way of getting out of those moves, which I don't really see anybody do that. So I think it's a fantastic moveset that he's got on him.
Yeah, really, really good. He'd be in a submission, and then the other person would be taking most of the damage.
Yeah, exactly. He put on a great Boston Crab. That was something that we wanted to say.
That was lovely.
Most Boston Crabs look rubbish.
His looked so
deep. His looked really good. Very deep.
I mean, Dunne's a lot smaller, so to be able to get a hold of his legs and
crank him,
being much bigger than him is
It
looked like it would bloody hurt.
I know, but Dunne gave as good as he got. He was kicking Walter in the head quite a lot.
Yeah.
What did he do? He did a moonsault to the floor, didn't he? Double stomp. That was the thing that I noted down was we'd seen both of those spots in the tag match. So I was a bit confused why they were doing them again. I guess maybe they just didn't talk to each other. But I don't mind doing the same moves. It's fine. But it was almost move for move. It was a very similar thing. But
couple of there was one particular moment where there was an open palm
to the throat
of Dunne.
Wow.
And it looked so horrible.
Sort of Ishii-esque kind of. He loves a bit of throat punishment, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Just chopping the throat. I mean, horrible.
Yeah. There was a great moment again for us. Just a UK chant.
I think most of the takeover matches including guys like that have had some kind of NXT UK chant, which is just validation, really, isn't it? It's nice.
So nice.
I just think it's we know by now that British wrestling is gone through the roof again. So fantastic to see it being recognised by the mainstream crowd.
Yeah.
Little bit of a botch, or was it intentional when Dunne slipped off the turnbuckle backflip?
Yeah, I think it was.
Couldn't tell. He sort of fell straight into one of Walter's things.
It was lucky because there were a couple of moments in this match where things were either done so well that they looked.
Well, they looked sort of scrappy, didn't they? A little bit, yeah.
Or that in that moment particular maybe came in too hot, but got away with it and looked. The
last sort of 7-8 was just brilliant, and Walter's fucking power bombing everyone. He's punching the back of knees out. He's snapping things. He's clotheslining off the top rope.
Yeah.
There's some fantastic pins from Walter where he's using his whole body weight to pin Dunne, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah.
The finger snaps from Dunne.
Oh yeah.
German crucifix pin by Dunne was fantastic. We were confused what that was for a second, but it looked amazing.
Yeah.
Just really, really built really well. I was a little bit worried at the beginning, but they carried it through, and then what a finish at the end.
Oh my God, the finish. So he takes him up to the turnbuckle. He goes right to, he's on the second, I think, then goes up to the top. And it's kind of a last ride from the top. Release powerbomb.
And goes back up.
Yeah, goes back up for a huge splash.
Which he teased earlier. Didn't make it this time. Big boy.
Went for the win.
He made it.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Squished Dunne into the carpet. 1, 2, 3, we have a new UK champion.
Yeah, done. Well done.
Well done.
Well done. 2 years. Done. Time to...
what are we thinking?
Time to go on.
Moving up somewhere.
One of Triple H's favourite guys.
Yeah, I think a lot of people say main, but I don't know if Triple H will want to really utilise him in NXT more first. Although
I think so.
He's had his fair share in NXT.
Yeah,
so
he has been down there a while now. I mean, he's been champ for 2 years and he wasn't,
Maybe he will go main roster. Yeah.
We'll see. But wherever he goes, he will succeed.
Suffice to say, he will be a success because, and great to see a new UK champ. And I don't know who on earth's going to take it off of Volta.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe me. I don't
see
know.
Another 2 years.
Can you imagine?
Wow. NXT Women's Championship.
Yeah, so the 4-way. So it was Baszler, Shirai, Belair, Sane.
Yeah, I mean, the crowd still absolutely white hot.
They were. They didn't really quiet. I suppose
Not
they did
really.
a bit for the previous, but
at the beginning,
they were loud,
And this was great. The story of this was basically the Sky Pirates working together.
Yeah, I did find that the majority of the match was their
Sane
relationship.
Yeah,
they're fighting against each other. They're stopping each other from winning. And I did think the commentary, they sort of this acting surprised thing's a bit silly because of course they're stopping each other from winning because they want to win.
Yeah.
It's kind of it is a competition. It's a competitive sport. So, of course you're going to work together. They were doing some cool stuff, chopping and punching Bianca Belair and things like that, and assisting Kairi Sane jumping over the rope to the outside was really cool.
That was amazing.
They're working together a lot, but at the end of the day, they are single stars. They are single stars, unless they get moved into the kind of the women's tag team thing, which was rumoured for Mania, although obviously that's not happening unless anything changes. Card subject to change.
Yeah, of course.
But the match was very much built around sort of their relationship, but of course Belair looked amazing as well.
I think Baszler did retain in the end.
She did,
but I would say MVP is very much Bianca Belair,
who she is green. There's no doubt about it.
Of course.
She needs probably another year or two to really get as good as she needs to be. Some say she shouldn't be in the position she's in. I don't judge it from these performances. I wouldn't agree on that.
Not this one, especially.
I think she looks like a star in her entrance. She looks like a star, let alone in the ring. She's strong, man.
Some overhead press, gorilla press from Belair, which was amazing.
Yeah, the hair stuff. I love the hair spots. I remember seeing it when she first started doing it and just whipping people with the hair. It should really be illegal, granted, but at one point she lifted 2 people. I think it was both the Sky Pirates.
I think so.
Giving them some kind of attitude adjustment-esque move.
Yeah.
She was struggling, but she managed to do it. I thought,
amazing.
Oh God, what's going to happen here? She's gonna collapse. But really great performance from her. Baszler, I didn't really pay that much attention to. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. She was sort of in and out doing some stuff.
Yeah.
Some submissions here and there, and then she was gone again.
Yeah.
Maybe I just wasn't paying attention, but I didn't see that much of her.
No, I'm sure she would have. I can't think of big things that
like
she
a really good Baszler spot. It was all like Shirai doing these crazy low moonsaults that were like Christopher Daniels-esque, kind of like, oh, she's going to die, she hasn't died. She looked great.
Yeah.
Obviously, Belair looked great. Yeah. Sane is always good, but I wouldn't say she did anything that was incredible.
Yeah.
She's just a solid. She was just solid in this match.
And then it was Belair at our MVP actually tapping.
Yeah, again a few people were saying she's been buried. I saw a few people really angry at Triple H actually for that. I mean, she's tapping to a legit kind of MMA.
Yeah, she's been built.
Heel.
Baszler's
beaten pretty much everyone.
Yeah,
so
it
is a shame. Sort of back-to-back losses.
Yeah,
on pay-per-view is a shame. But I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, I would say this was probably, of the 5 matches, not quite on the same level as the others.
No,
it was very good.
It was in a difficult spot before the main, and 4-ways are always, someone's gone in, someone's out for 10 minutes, someone's over here. It's there's a lot of moves that are quite easy to botch because there's a lot of people involved, a lot of bodies in the ring. I thought they did a stellar job of pacing it.
It's just the others were all potentially match of the year.
But then
candidates.
You look at the kind of like a Belair and like a Baszler who haven't been in the business crazy long. You look at the rest of the card. There's no, of course they're not going to be as slick because they haven't been wrestling for like 15 years. You know what I mean? So it's no reflection on them. They did a really, really good job, and we didn't predict a Baszler win. I didn't anyway. So
I did.
You did actually, didn't you? So maybe we'll go through our predictions at the end. But suffice to say, I don't know. She looks good. We'll see who the next challenger is going to be.
Yeah. So the main event,
the big one.
And Johnny Gargano, Adam Cole, 2 out of 3 falls.
Wow.
Where to begin?
Lots of notes on this. I mean, we both went in again with different people that we thought were going to win.
Yeah.
You were very much on Cole's side.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to give Johnny the win just to round off this kind of, sadly, the kind of the storyline that has unfortunately fell apart right at the last. But
I think they did so well.
They did an incredible job of making this match seem like this was the whole story. Yeah. And in some respects it is, because Johnny lost and tried and won and lost.
Yeah.
And it was still all hanging in there. Will Johnny win? And that was the story.
Will he finally win?
And in that way, it didn't matter that Ciampa wasn't in the match. I mean, of course, if Ciampa was in the match, it would have been even more incredible. Of course it would have been. And there would have been callbacks from every other thing they've ever done, and it would have been poetic and in its nature. But Cole was in a difficult position, and I think he stepped up. He's one of the best, let's face it. They both are. Yeah. Two of the best in the world.
Yeah,
what a match.
The crowd in this match were crazy. There was the Bebe got an incredible reaction.
Huge.
The dueling chants. There were so many good spots in this.
Quick start, man.
Yeah, we'll run through a few of them. There was kind of like the super kick, not just kidding. Yeah, Marty Skrull.
So many super kicks, chain wrestling, reversals.
Yeah,
a relatively early first fall.
It was quite
finish. I think it's called the last shot. That's what people kept saying.
Back of the knee to the head. Johnny goes down. 1, 2, 3. It's one of those 2 out of 3 fall matches are a little bit odd.
And they are difficult.
Where you think that if the first fall comes too early, like if that was the match, let's say. And it was a 1 fall. Yeah, you'd be like, that's nowhere near enough to put Johnny away.
That's the trouble.
But in a 2 out of 3 falls, unless you're going to do go super long, and have the first fall after like half an hour,
which has been
minutes,
done before. Then they do them really quick back to back. Then, but always difficult. Always difficult. But I think they paced it very well. Johnny then kicking out of Adam Cole's finisher later on, just proves that resilience there. Yeah. Some crazy apron spots. I mean, they spent half the match on the apron. They did. There was spears, there was DDTs.
Yeah, jumping DDT.
There was all kinds of thing. That brutal wheelbarrow suplex later on in the match onto the apron, which all but killed Johnny.
Yeah, so then we get to the second fall.
Yes.
And Adam gets in the submission and taps almost instantly.
Yeah.
Good psychology there.
Good psychology. He knows that he can't hack it if he's damaged for later on for the last fall, so he taps pretty quick.
Yeah. And then it just continues. The pace just goes up and up and up.
Johnny's son gets busted open. We actually predicted, I predicted that his lip would bleed, because his lip always bleeds. Yeah. I think it may have bled slightly, but it was quite a deep cut above his eye. Above his eyebrow.
He had a
from some point in the match.
A little bit of claret from that, and then
just added to it, man. Just added to it.
And then he's always his mouth tends to bleed.
He's a bleeder, isn't he?
Yeah. And then you're going through in through the massive spots. There was a crazy looking lawn dart.
I get so scared. I mean, Cole took it as safely as he could, but I get so scared of lawn darts. It's just like, They're just so dangerous.
Yeah,
just so dangerous.
Full Nelson flatliner face plant, which sounds...
Well, it sounds painful.
It sounds painful.
The double knockout super kicks were...
that was unreal.
Just great. The timing.
I love that where the super kick, it's kind of like you have to curl your leg at the end because where you're both hitting each other.
Just got it round, yeah.
It was great. There was another crazy straight jacket
Loads
German.
of Germans on this card, loads of super kicks. Reverse Rana looked brutal, but Cole rolls out the ring. I love that. I love that psychology.
Yeah, that's great. It's Cole all over,
desperation,
isn't it? That kind of thing.
Cole is...
The Reverse Rana was just a great thing to see.
Yeah, it's a rare thing on a WWE show. So.
And that was, I would say, was a little bit of a theme in this show. It was
quite
close to a Japan, not in the whole, but there were the slapping spots, the no-selling.
This is probably the stiffest...
The false finishes.
WWE pay-per-view card that
Reverse Ranas,
seen
this kind of...
Yeah, for a long time.
There was a lot of very... the Ibushi middle rope German.
Just really hard-hitting stuff. And I think it adds to it. We've both said before, we're big fans of that kind of strong style. Obviously, a wrestling show should have all sorts, from comedy to your more sports entertainment to your more UFC, MMA style stuff. But I thought this card... for me was pretty damn perfect, and this match just was an example of that, really. Cole giving it all that, giving a bit of the talk, of which he's brilliant at.
Once he's getting frustrated, Johnny just won't go down, starting the shit talking.
Johnny's a machine, man.
They go outside. This was brutal.
This was bad.
Poor Gargano gets
his face mushed into the table.
Yeah, Ciampa's finisher.
Yeah, I can't remember what that's called.
On the table that doesn't break.
Yeah, whether it was, I presume it was meant to. I didn't hit it I didn't get that much air or anything, so maybe it wasn't. But I always think that actually it looks much worse when the table doesn't break.
It does.
So that was brutal. And obviously, again, little callback to the Ciampa thing there. Is he going to be counted out? Was he going to lose the match by Ciampa's hand? Really?
Yeah, he
managed to get in.
Some great weaving in of the story.
Yeah, they did link back, which I appreciated, but also made it something new.
And then you've got the ref bump.
Well, undisputed naughty boys. The naughty boys got involved, as we thought they would when Cole was looking like he was gonna lose. The naughty boys. Roddy initially jumps on the apron, and then the rest of the lads come out.
Yeah,
it's kicking off.
They hit their
Red Dragon finisher, which I can't remember what it was called, but yeah. On Johnny, which decimates him. Yeah,
it looks as though... Well, first of all, Cole gets the visual tap.
Yes, he does. He
visually
taps.
Actually
already loses, yeah.
And then the distraction saves Cole. They hit the Red Dragon finisher, and it looks like, oh no, not again. And then... Johnny kicks out.
Big boy John. He's kicked out. There's a ref bump. What's going to happen? Suddenly, Johnny's up. He's fighting off the Undisputed Era. He knocks him off the apron.
Yeah.
He's got a sec. He's almost hulking up in his way. Johnny champion. Johnny takeover. He's fighting, and he's running on fumes at this point.
He's outside. He knocks him out. He does a jumping DDT.
Oh yeah.
Off the barrier.
Yeah.
It was quite amazing.
Kicks one of them, and then DDT is the other. Cole tries for his crazy finish off the rope, whatever it's called. I think it's called Panama Sunrise. That's what people kept saying. Because he'd already hit it once, and it's a gorgeous move.
Yeah, it is.
It's just a beautiful move.
So
he tries to hit it again, but what happens?
Well, as we get towards the end, is there a little bit of an annoyance, perhaps, at the false finishes?
Were there too many? Yes, there were too many.
But were there too many? No, there weren't.
No, there weren't too many.
It's
yes,
that.
People will be very annoyed at the amount of times, especially Johnny and Adam, but especially Johnny kicked out of finishes, kicked out of big power moves. He kicked out a lot of stuff.
His resilience, I think, is part of the story.
But look at the crowd when he does that. You cannot deny that isn't fantastic wrestling.
Yeah.
You can't. It encapsulates everything that the art form is. The crowd are on their feet screaming for Johnny every time he kicks out of a finish.
It was quite beautiful.
And
then
what?
Well, he puts him in the Gargano escape.
No Undisputed to help.
Cole taps again, but this time the referee is there.
He's there. Ring the bell.
Gargano's the new NXT champion.
Wow. After all this, the years, the slog, Apparently, he's the first Triple Crown champion in NXT as well. Amazing.
He's
done it.
The crowd go
ballistic. One of the biggest pops. It was a crowd. Just well done to the crowd, because a crowd can make or break a show or a match.
Indeed.
And they were on it from the beginning.
It was a crazy, crazy evening.
Gargano, what a visual. He's won.
Gargano wins.
Yeah.
And we don't see much of Cole afterwards. He disappears.
He's at the ramp, isn't he? He's on the ramp, giving him a little look. I'd imagine there's going to be more matches. Let's face it. Yeah. I would welcome matches every week between these two men.
And then it's sort of over. Candice comes out.
Yeah, Candice LeRae is obviously his wife.
She jumps on him. That's lovely.
Yeah, I feel bad for her because she's only had a few matches on NXT. She's mainly been an accessory to this storyline, which I get, but she's an incredible wrestler, so I want to see more of her. But lovely to see them. Genuinely ecstatic for Johnny. Little thing comes up, little logo comes up. The copyright.
NXT love the.
They love this since the turn, since the original DIY.
It used to be
breakup.
It used to be at the end of a pay-per-view, if you had the little WWE logo...
I'd be off in the toilet.
That was it.
It's done. It's over.
Oh, is there going to be a turn? Is there going to be a turn? No, the logo's there.
The logo's come up. But now...
When they did the turn, the logo was up.
I get a little tingle in my belly when the logo comes up.
Possibly the best ending to a pay-per-view I've ever seen was the turn.
The Ciampa heel turn,
when you've got the logo, he hits him with the...
incredible.
My good Lord. But this time...
There weren't no hitting.
Mirroring that... Ciampa turns up.
Ciampa walks up. We were saying, is he going to come out? Is he too ill to come out? Is he too injured? Can the guy walk?
Johnny did a very funny thing where he sort of points by. He's behind me, isn't he?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, very sort of meta, sort of breaking the fourth wall. I don't know if that was planned or not, but I think it's maybe because it was so expected. That was kind of the humour of it almost. That was, of course, he's going to come out.
Yeah,
well, I didn't know. Maybe he wouldn't come out. Maybe they wrote this whole thing off, and actually, in a year's time, Ciampa will come back, and the storyline continues. Maybe that is still what happens, but
could be. He came out
and all but ignored the storyline. Really,
a massive embrace,
and they embraced. I guess. Look, we said before, when you get an injury and you're a beloved wrestler, heel or face, you then become a face.
You basically become face.
Then they posted all these videos of him online with his wife and his child saying, "This is the real Goldie. I do this for my child." You just don't get that as a heel.
Part of me died tonight.
Yeah, he's wishing him luck on Twitter. I was thinking, is it still storyline?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we all know that they're mates. We all know that they've worked on this storyline for years and they've been handed obstacle after obstacle. We know how proud Ciampa is of Johnny. I'm fine with them embracing at the end of this pay-per-view.
I'm fine with it, and I actually... If you'd have told me before, I'd have gone, not sure. But actually, in the moment,
I'm fine
with the emotion, it was actually quite lovely.
Put the story to the side, all the main roster stuff, all the strange ups and downs.
Yeah.
They're two lovely men.
Two of the best wrestlers
in the world that have told an incredible storyline. One of the best I think we've ever seen. Yeah. And at the moment, at least, it's ended with Johnny holding up the belt. Ciampa, unfortunately, going to take quite a lot of time off.
Yeah,
maybe indefinitely. I don't know at this point. It's very, very serious what the issues that he has. So, wow, how devastating if it is. But what a beautiful visual for the end of the show.
What an unreal show.
One of the best back-to-back pay-per-views I think we've ever seen. Yeah. I know it's maybe seem like hyperbole, but
so on a 5-star scale, I think we'd both say.
Oh, wow! Well, it
hits that.
These star rankings, man. Again, we're the only people that do star rankings that I know in the wrestling community.
The only ones. Come here for your star rankings.
Is there anything that would bring the card down?
The women's match doesn't bring it down.
It doesn't bring it up, but it doesn't bring it down.
Yeah, I'd say that.
Nice to see Kushida. Nice to see the UK women, Piper and Tony in the crowd as well. That was a nice little spot for them.
Yeah.
Presumably they'll be in the Battle Royal tomorrow. I'd imagine that's why they've done that.
Yeah.
So I can't think of any negatives. I'm going to be honest. It's some of the most fun I've had watching a pay-per-view.
Yeah,
I would say this was probably, for me, a 5-star pay-per-view.
I would say... I know that you could give it a 4.75.
You can,
but it's closer to like a 4.98 than it is a 4.75. Like I wouldn't say it's a 5-star.
You wouldn't? Wow.
because I don't know. Does every match need to be perfect for it to be 5-star? I'm not sure.
This is the debate
I'm not sure.
It's, mate, forget all that. It's your enjoyment. How much enjoyment did you derive from match to match?
Well, what
are you left with?
I loved the entire pay-per-view.
So for you,
yeah,
if it is less than a 5, it suggests that there's something more that you would have liked to have seen for it to be as good as you could possibly imagine it being.
All right. It's a bloody 5-star.
Oh, my Lord. I've talked him into it.
It's a bloody 5-star.
So where does that leave us now?
Well,
what about our predictions then? So what did we say? So in the end, we both went War Raiders.
Yeah.
I went Dream. You went Riddle.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was... What was after that?
Both went Volta.
UK, we both went Volta, Bolter, Coulter, Seb Coulter. Then it was... Don't talk about them. Then I said Shirai, and you said Baszler.
Yeah.
And then...
I said Cole.
You said Cole, I said Johnny.
So I got 3 out of 5.
So it was mixed up there, wasn't it?
You got 4 out of 5.
Yeah. Guess that makes me a better person than you.
So any last thoughts on NXT?
Well... it's the same old. It's going to be hard for any other card to top it, except the G1 Supercard, which looks mental. I know that I like a more compact show, so therefore that may be the only reason why an NXT does beat, say, a G1 Supercard, because I like a short, sweet, intense kind of card.
I think typically people say after the NXT before WrestleMania, well, follow that WrestleMania. Follow that.
But it's interesting that there's a card in between.
You could actually say, well, follow that G1.
Exactly.
Because there's a chance that NXT is the best show of the weekend.
Yeah. For anyone coming away from it saying it was the best show, I don't think you can fault their logic at all. It was back-to-back, pretty damn phenomenal.
What a wonderful, wonderful show of wrestling.
Yeah, that's why we love professional wrestling.
Basically, it's the embodiment of everything that we love.
But this very day, we shall be indulging in the G1 Supercard.
Yeah, so that's our NXT review. Hope you've enjoyed it.
Well, we've given our predictions for the G1 in the original predictions video, along with NXT and WrestleMania. So go back to check that out on YouTube and SoundCloud. So you can tell us how wrong we are about all our opinions.
We will be live tweeting G1 tonight.
If you joined us last night for NXT, then thank you very much. We got some great engagement through that. Obviously, comment and share it around and things. We're using all the big hashtags.
All of them.
We love wrestling. We are wrestling. Just subscribe to us. Those kind of hashtags.
Please wrestle each other.
Yeah. Love us, please love us.
Yeah, all that stuff.
They're quite long for hashtags as well, but
really, you can only say sort of a 4-word. Sort of tweet, and then it's all just hashtags.
It's just sort of half hashed out opinions, but then we run out of words. But follow along. We'll be live tweeting again this evening. Both of us are. We thought about putting our initials on each tweet, but just didn't.
Yeah,
because we're a unit, mate.
Yeah,
we're like War Raiders.
We're like Raw. And on that note, I think we shall chat to you later on.
Talk later on.
I've been Kenny.
I've been Jack. Shall we plug the social medias before we do this bit? Rock and Roll Up Podcast and all the things. Rock Roll Up Pod on Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud. We'll be posting lots of videos and promos and tweets and all of the things. I love you, bye.
Big time.
Peace out.